From 2020 to 2021, the COVID-19 epidemic did not slow down, but continued to mutate and spread. People's lives also follow the ups and downs of the epidemic. Our design responds to a changing world and to make the future a better place. Innovative Design for the Future Forum invites design experts to analyze design and innovation trends from a global perspective, explore the diversity and abundance of design and innovation, and promote society to resist with pandemic.
How will we live after COVID? The pandemic has inspired us to reflect upon all parts of our daily life and question our economic system. We experienced that working from home is possible and reduces traffic, costs, and CO2 emission. We enjoyed the beauty of nature, the sudden silence and fresh air and empty streets. The pandemic has sharpened our awareness about living, working, consuming, and health. We learned that the change of habits is possible and can improve our quality of life and well-being. Why not transform the positive effects and changes through COVID into a permanent standard? You designers are needed more than ever to work on solutions for livable, walkable, and green cities that provide spaces for community-driven activities. You designers are needed more than ever to develop new design ideas for our living and working spaces at home and in the office. And you designers are needed more than ever to invent new forms of mobility and the necessary infrastructure for a healthier, cleaner life.
Let's take, for example, some also hypothetical film festival as a client of this hypothetical freelance designer. During pandemia, festival went online, of course, because it was not able to gather people physically. And that means he or she, designer, was pushed to think about the user experience, about user interface of the product. And later on this year, the next festival during pandemia went hybrid, because online experience brought wider audience, and festival wants to keep this benefit, but festival also wants to keep benefits from this physical appearance of visitors of festival, because it brings some different qualities. We are also living in post-new competitor times, when some competitive brand of our client, for example, disrupted market and pushed our client to react, to change, and designer was part of solving it, to working on this change. What competitor just disrupted the market.
I did with my students from the University of Liechtenstein a project at the marketplace of a town in Austria. What we did was we designed and built a living room, just like one you have at home. And we cut it in pieces, we took away the walls and just left over fragments, and we inserted it in bits and pieces on this marketplace. The floor was obviously elevated a bit from the ground, as if the space is floating, giving it a strange appearance. So people at first glance did not really know what to do with it. They walked around it, they kept distance, but finally they began to use it. And the marketplace all of a sudden had a space in between that different atmospheres came to exist. A few years ago, we were asked to do a table for an exhibition. We didn't talk about COVID at that time, of course, but this table was called the COVID table afterwards because it is connected through the construction elements and it disconnects people through its arrangement.
And I would like to specially thank for our three distinguished speakers from different design professions. Share with us a clear and very meaningful speech addressing design development under the global impact of the coronavirus.
So this situation was very demanding for everyone in various perspectives. It was physically demanding, it was psychologically demanding, and we had to adapt to it. And via technology, using technology, it was a challenge, I guess. It was a big challenge to everybody, but it was also a big chance to understand how to overcome this difficult situation. And of course, design-wise, we had to invent and to understand what possibilities do we have to improve and to learn from this new situation.
And that will affect how, for example, design should deal with it. Because first, this short distance is basically about the crisis management and how people are flexible to adjust to it, and what tools we are using to do so.
I think this was the greatest challenge of all, so that we have to figure out how we will manage in the future, and I really think it will be part of our future, being disconnected but being together at once.
We will not be physically in the same room, but we will have, due to technology, will enjoy the same moment and discover the same experience by augmented reality and sort of feel.
And people are not separate by this pandemic, but will through the other way, people will re-establish the connection with each other.
Totally, I would say, in some aspects, aggressive changes in their lives. And what is interesting, maybe it's an opportunity for society also accept some radical solutions or proposals how we need to deal with environmental sustainability problems. Because maybe it's time to do so.
It's more about how can we solve the problem that we have with the capacities that we have, and we are great. We are great.
But the thing is that those creators, people from creative industries, they kind of adjust to deal with similar situations, how to deal with this unclear situations.
I think it is very important to think about these spaces that are creating distance, not making us distant from each other.
We learned that cleanliness is a very important thing to care about. So I think that surfaces and how we design products with surfaces that we can keep clean, this is a very important factor.
What is more easy to work with in the way of flexibility? What is more flexible to change and the more sustainable way to change?
There will be a shift. The way we are used to have the system of being private and then changing into public, and also like work and home, being at work and being at home. There will be the big moments of changes, and I think we will have to think about that and change or find solutions for. It's about the space in between. Is there something that can breathe in between two atmospheres, in between two stages, in between two cultural situations?